Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody back to C Squared at the start of 2026. It has been quite a while since we did one before, but we have a lot of big things happen in between the last episode, so we've been kind of busy.
Very, very, very busy. But we didn't forget y'all,
No.
Y'all still matter. I love y'all. It's just sometimes life gives us a little, a bit of life to deal with.
I get anxious thinking about the videos I'm not releasing. But now Xbox is out, and now C Squared is out, and soon Pac-Man World 2 will be out because I'm getting back into the work habit of it all. God damn it. 2026 will be so much more productive than 2025. I'm telling you.
And what a roller coaster it will be indeed.
Oh, yes.
So I think it's really special that the episode that we're coming back with after our mini hiatus of sorts is our 25th C Squared. And in culture, 25 signifies silver anniversaries. So it's a quarter century of celebration of something. So people get silver jewelry and it's all silver themed. But it's particularly used in weddings, when you're celebrating a wedding anniversary.
Interesting.
And let's just say that a certain wedding might have happened. And it might have been 70% of the reason why we haven't been releasing episodes lately.
What do you mean? Who got married, Caro? Who got married?
We did. We got married.
Oh, God. All right, there's a ring on my hand. How did I not notice that? Jesus Christ.
There's a ring on my hand, too.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, we already announced that we got engaged in a previous episode, and the wedding took place in Toronto on November 1st, 2025. We are now officially newlyweds. We are a couple by parchment, by legality.
By the legalities of the province of Ontario, Canada.
Caro is now a Clement.
I am now a Clement. It's I've inherited a whole egg empire or something. I'm surprised I didn't shapeshift into an Eggman once the priest was you're married.
You just grow a mustache immediately.
It's boop.
Oh. But yeah, we finally tied the knot. We didn't have anything too crazy, because we both live in different countries and because our families would have to do a lot of traveling either end just to get this whole gigantic wedding party set up. And there's just a lot of things in between that we figured we would be better off having ceremonies after the fact.
Yeah.
And so we just went to City Hall and we just had a nice proper wedding with my family, her family, a couple of our friends, and not everybody. So, if you're an online friend of mine and you're wondering, why wasn't I invited to the wedding? I'm sorry. They only allow 14, 15 people in the City Hall place.
Yeah.
Even if I wanted everybody there.
But I think one of the reasons why I think we had a better time of planning this wedding is that you and I had the common ground of having something small. And I feel everything on our wedding day went the way that we wanted it to go.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have any complaints on what we did. I loved everything we did. Everything went well. The food was great. The ceremony was amazing. It was all perfect. And I was really happy about that.
My face hurt so much from smiling. I was just smiling all day. The suit I was in, I looked good, I just everything that could have went right did go right, with the exception of but I don't know, this might have been past midnight, so technically this might not have counted as our wedding day, but we were having drinks watching the World Series because the final game of the World Series, the Blue Jays versus the Los Angeles Dodgers, that happened on our wedding day. The World Series finals was on our wedding day. And so Toronto was just filled with people in Blue Jays outfits. Everybody was celebrating the Blue Jays. Everyone was so excited because the fucking World Series game, the final game, was in the same city that we got married on the same day. It was crazy.
It's really funny because I remember the day we got our license. So we got our license first before we got the ceremony done, because that's how you have to do it in Ontario. And I remember getting back home from the office and I was like, wait a minute. The Blue Jays are pretty good this year. What if, like, I guarantee you that they might have their World Series, like, final on our wedding day. When's our wedding day? November 1st. How long does the World Series run into? Oh, shit. Game 7 is on November 1st.
Oh, honey, They would have to get to Game 7. What are the chances of the World Series going to Game 7 in the finals? That's not going to happen. Lo and behold.
Lo and behold, indeed.
And it could have been like in LA. It could have been like at the Dodgers if it was the finals game. But like, no, it just happened to be in Toronto as well on our wedding day. That was fucking crazy. That's how I know the universe is looking out for us, okay?
Oh, yes, indeed. Like, so imagine like having the backdrop of your wedding be like in not only like the World Series, but also the World Series taking place in the city that you're having a wedding in. And it's not like the Blue Jays are like a dynasty team like the Dodgers. Like, if I remember correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Blue Jays haven't been to the World Series since the 90s. Like, it was a long time ago.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, they're not generally in the finals, you know, they're not generally... They've been on a crazy winning streak, just been like on fire this whole year. We all took notice of it even before we signed up for the wedding. I was just like, wow, the Blue Jays are doing really good this year. They just keep winning and winning and winning and winning.
I remember watching my father-in-law watch a Blue Jays game, and I'm just seeing them score run after run after run. I'm like, oh, they're really good this year. It's like the opposite of last year when we went to a Blue Jays game and they were more on the lower end of the standings.
Yeah. And they lost the game we went to.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was just typical. I just wanted to take you to a baseball game, but I didn't expect anything crazy. I was like, the Blue Jays are never in the finals. They're an okay team. They're good.
Yeah.
But then 2025, our wedding, they go all the way to the finals. So like we and our friends, we all just went out to Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
Because they have amazing soju. They have this great
they really do.
Yogurt soju that just tastes divine. Oh my God. If there's any drink besides cherry whiskey that I could get drunk off of for the rest of my life, it's that soju. Jesus, it was so good.
Oh yeah.
I'll post a picture of the bottle so that you guys can see what brand it was. But yeah, we got all hammered and we were just watching the final series. And well, that was the one thing. The one thing that didn't go according to plan.
But the game ended at like 12:30 Eastern.
Yes.
So like I don't count it.
Exactly.
The festive part of the World Series happened on our wedding day. The Blue Jays did not lose. It was November 2nd when they lost. So I don't count it at all. But I think it's like so prophetic of the World Series being on our wedding day because my dad in the 90s, he used to cater for like different events. And the year that the Braves were in the World Series, not the year where they won in 95, it was before that. They were facing the Blue Jays. And he had a job that night where he was going to host the party of whoever won. And the Blue Jays ended up winning that night. He was hoping the Braves would.
Yeah.
At least extend their chances a bit more, but Toronto got to 4 games and they ended up winning the World Series that year. And so my dad got to serve the 92 Blue Jays, which was really cool. And I didn't know about that until like years later. So I don't know. I think it's really funny when life comes around in full circle like that, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But what's this about the World Series? Let's talk a little more about our wedding. So I know it's a lot, but I had a pink dress. I didn't want like a full white one. Just because, hey, I'm the bride, I'm getting married, I want to wear whatever color dress I want. So I ended up going for like a light pink dress. I had these pearl earrings and a pearl necklace and like a fur coat. I loved it. I loved everything that I wore. Like my shoes were $20. We saved a lot of money with my stuff. So that was really great. I thought I looked divine.
You looked beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful. My darling wife. Oh my God.
Aw.
And I just wore a vest with my suit because I don't usually typically wear that. Like, we were going shopping for suits and we had like kind of a standard suit that I would always wear. And I'm just like, this isn't wedding suit. This isn't enough. And then once I got the vest and the flower and everything came together. And I was just like, there you go. That's the suit. That's what I want to wear as I tie the knot and marry my betrothed till the end of time.
For our ceremony, we were allowed to have a walk-in song. So Clement, you can talk about yours first, since I'm going by ceremony order.
Yeah, I just chose Undertale from the game Undertale, the titular song that happens just before you reach King Asgore. It's a beautiful piece of music. I love that piece of music. And, I knew I was going to have video game music at my ceremony, and that was the one to go. I mean, when I was younger, I always thought at some capacity I would probably have the Marrymore theme from Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something for the ceremony when people are getting food at the table and you just have that playing in the speakers or something, but not the walk-in. It's not walk-in music, but I don't know, just when I was a kid playing Mario RPG, I always associated weddings with that song. So, but I couldn't use it.
Yeah. And my walk-in song, aka the bride song, was Sticky Dane from Final Fantasy X, because I love that game so much. It's one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game ever. I always tell people that if they just play one game to know me, it would be Final Fantasy X, just because I love how the story goes and the characters and the themes are so incredible. So I had to have the theme from that game as my walk-in song, and it was perfect. Amazing. Impeccable. Exactly what I wanted.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And our walkout song was probably the best. We've talked about our walk-in song for months.
It certainly raised some eyebrows from our families, but
Our walkout song was The Throne Room from Star Wars, aka the song that plays at the end of episode 4. Which part of the reason, and part of the reason why we decided that is that the beginning of it kind of sounds like the wedding march, kind of it kind of has the same notes, but then it just evolves into the song that from Star Wars.
But it takes a while to get to that anyway.
Yeah, this is a good head turner. Oh, of course, Clement picked the throne room. Of course he had Star Wars. What a nerd.
Hey, I didn't pitch that idea. That was all Caro, I'll have you know.
And you agreed.
I agreed, but I didn't pitch the idea. I hate Star Wars now. I don't watch Disney Star Wars.
But no, this is but it's the Star Wars from your time.
Yeah. It was my first Star Wars.
Okay, I didn't mean your time. I mean, I didn't mean to make you sound like you're 50. No, the Star Wars before it got purchased by Disney. That's what I meant.
That's right.
The good old times.
Because I first saw Star Wars in 1998 when they released the special editions in movie theaters. This is just before Phantom Menace. I think this was to lead into Phantom Menace to get people hyped about Star Wars again. So this is when George Lucas is I'll put in a whole bunch of special effects. I'll add a tauntaun in this scene, and I'll have Jabba the Hutt talking to Han Solo because I couldn't do it back then. And so the special effects were definitely not the original. Han did not shoot first. God damn it, George Lucas.
Oh gosh.
But still, when I was a kid, when I was fucking 10, because it would have come out when I was 10.
Yeah.
I just remember losing my shit at the Death Star trench run and just thinking this movie's fucking great. And then when I saw Empire and Return of the Jedi the following weeks later, I was just oh my God, I love Star Wars. Ah. Then the prequels happened and I fell asleep during episode 2.
But at least you know that the prequels are better than the Disney movies. Not to start...
Yes,
not
I do.
to make this not to make this like a Star Wars discourse segment. Please do not argue about Star Wars in the comments.
But you're 100% right.
But the point is, two of us have a connection to Star Wars. I was born on Star Wars Day. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta have it at her wedding, yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, there's a lot about the wedding that I don't want to get too in detail with, because it's our family, it's private, it's our whole thing, you know. We did a lot of stuff that day. It's just, I just wanted it out there in this podcast, in the video space, that you know, I've dropped subtle hints on social media. You know, I was disappointed. We only had one person realize when we both made posts. I made a post about Tron Ares. You made a post about something. I forget what it was.
It was about the Blue Jays. I was basically like, now my husband knows the pain of being a Falcons fan by watching his hometown team bottle the last game of a very, very important championship series.
And I made a similar post being like, me and my wife saw Tron Ares, and Tron Ares was fucking crap. I didn't quite say it like that, but, you know, yeah, we thought that movie was boring as hell, and damn it, Jared Leto, you ruined Tron! But either way, no one caught on that we were using wife and husband in our posts, and I was just like, oh, come on. We're dropping the hints. We just announced it. Why aren't people reacting? One person did.
Except for Vic Damon 12 on Blue Sky. So if you're listening to this, thank you so much. You're awesome. You got the hints.
You won the prize. You noticed. So yeah, it's out there. We're married.
Yay. It's like, we got this one major thing down. We still have a long ways to go in terms of like legalities and paperwork, and that'll be fun.
Absolutely. And then we can like stream together and make videos together, and she'll be a part of my videos more often, and it'll be cool. It'll be awesome.
It'll be very great. I'm looking forward to married life in person. Like I said, it's really funny how like the universe kind of just pulls us into things. So I never expect like where to go in life, but luckily it led me to you, and I'm just happy to have you in my life.
Aw, shucks, babe. That means the world to me. We'll try not to get too smoochy moopy on the videos. We'll try and be professional and cool and normal. Yeah. You know, we'll have a normal one. We're still going to be podcast buddies on this show.
Define normal.
You know, the kind who kiss. The kind who see each other naked.
Oh, gosh.
Spoiler. But you know who's probably seen each other naked?
Who?
The Gallagher brothers from the band Oasis.
What a segue.
Honey, can you believe we're only now getting to this, even though this happened like way before the wedding? This happened like in the middle of the summer, like in August.
I know. It's just, we've taken so much time off because of like life obligations and everything, but like finally we get to talk about this. Finally.
You've been so excited ever since Oasis got back together and announced that they were having a reunion world tour, and they were getting back into the thick of it in this year of our 2025. Mm-hmm. And you knew that since they were going to Toronto, we had to see them. We had to see them in person.
It felt like something that would never happen to me because, like, for people who don't know, Oasis is a band from England, and they were really big in the 90s. Their biggest hit is Wonderwall. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. There are like a lot of memes about it.
You're my Wonderwall.
Yeah, that song. So that's their biggest hit in America, but over in Europe, they were like really, 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 really big. And they broke up in 2009 because of issues between the two main brothers of that band, who are Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher. Liam is the singer of that band, and Noel is the songwriter. He does perform, but he mostly just mostly wrote the songs for Oasis at the time. So they had a very tumultuous, very intense relationship. It would often be covered in the press. There was a lot of fighting, and eventually all of that kind of just broke down into the band fully breaking up. So that happened in 2009, and then the two of them ended up having their solo careers. So Noel had his band, Liam had his band. They were still kind of spatting each other off in the press. So for a long time, people were like, okay, they're never going to get back together and produce music. And a lot of people had made peace with that. It's just something that wasn't going to happen. But in 2024, they announced that they were going to go on tour again, and they buried the hatchet. And yeah, they finished their tour in November. And to my knowledge, there was not a single fist thrown or fight that broke out.
No one broke a glass bottle over each other's head. That's good.
No tambourines were thrown, no beer bottles were thrown, no punches were exchanged, no scones were thrown. We're fine. We're good.
Yeah, it's been fascinating because I wasn't that deep into Oasis lore. I was very much a casual, just like everyone probably listening to this podcast. I knew about Wonderwall because Wonderwall came on the radio all the friggin' time. My friend Shauna loved that song and was playing it all the friggin' time. And I already had preconceptions of who Oasis were just by the song Wonderwall and the voice of the singer Liam Gallagher. I'm like, oh, they're probably just good boys from America or something like that. I didn't know anything about this band. And then, being in a relationship with Caro here, I learned so much more than I ever thought I would. And boy, oh boy, the history of Oasis is tumultuous, to say the least.
Yes. So I'm someone who I enjoy a lot of types of music. If you'll go through my YouTube or Apple playlist, you'll see a variety of artists, but I definitely am someone who enjoys British rock in particular. So I love Oasis. My other favorite band is Muse. I love Muse so much. I might have talked about them on the podcast before. I love Blur, Kasabian, Pulp, The Libertines. I could just keep going on and listing artists for the rest of this podcast, but I don't know. I just like the sound of British rock. So Oasis for a long time were definitely an artist that if they were to get back together someday, I would go and see them. And they did. Yeah.
And they did, and you got to live through it and watch them live. It was amazing.
Yes. It was so great. I would like to thank the Sonic and Shadow Generations Collector's Edition for serving as a sacrifice to Oasis tickets, because I talked about this story on Blue Sky, but I went to play bingo with my mother-in-law, and we actually won a pretty big jackpot. And at the time, I was like, okay, well, I can use this money to go buy Sonic and Shadow Generations. And then Oasis announced their tour, and I was like, never mind, I'm going to go to Oasis instead. Bam. And boy, that was a good decision, because the Sonic and Shadow Collector's Editions were, they're pretty bad.
Oh, were people dissatisfied? Did people not like the figures? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, you've seen it online.
I'll just say, Shadow Basketball.
So somewhere there is an alternate timeline where I'm looking at my statue from Limited Run, and I'm like, damn, I should have gone to Oasis instead. But luckily we are in the timeline where I went to Oasis, so fuck you, Limited Run. Never buy anything from them, because fuck Limited Run.
In related stories, I'm sure back in 2007, 2008, when AMVs were all the rage on YouTube, I'm sure there were tons of supersonic AMVs of Sonic, because Oasis, the band, has a song called Supersonic.
There were. I'm just going to put it out there. There were.
Oh yeah, definitely. No question. And it's a great song. I also like Some Might Say. I like Champagne Supernova.
Yeah. That's right. You got the bug in you.
I got really into Oasis. Yeah, like in preparation for the concert, I actually listened. In preparation for the concert, I listened to the first 2 albums to sort of get into the mood, because I felt like, well, I don't listen enough to this music. I'm going to a concert. I should probably brush up on my knowledge. And, I thought the first album was good, but not as memorable. Like, it was a pleasant listen. I liked Supersonic and whatnot. But then the second album was way better. I thought the second album was incredible. And yes. That's the one that's stuck with me since.
Yeah, the second album is What's the Story, Morning Glory, and that is the album with Wonderwall in it. And it's probably my favorite album, like, ever. Like, period, like, ever. I think that album, yes, ever. I think it's structured really well. I think the opening track is great. There's not one song in there where I'm like, no, take it out. Some people might call it overrated, but I don't care. It's a classic for a reason.
Some might say.
The whole album.
No, you said some might call it overrated, and I said some might say.
Oh, okay, I got that just now. But hello, roll with it, don't look back in anger. Like, it's like banger after banger after banger after banger. And so, like, when the tour was announced, I was like, okay, let me go back and listen to their music. And I'm like, oh shit. This is even better than, like, I remember. Like, I always knew their music was really good, like, because it was on my playlist all the time. But I don't know. There's some music that, like, you listen to, but you can really tell it's from a particular period of time. Like, I've talked about it with you before, Clement, but an example that I have is, like, 2010s pop music, because, like, one of my favorite albums from that era is Katy Perry's Teenage Dream, because I listened to it all the time when I was in high school. But you can tell that, like, the music was made in 2010 or 2011, because you have, like, California Girls and Last Friday Night and E.T., and they're very, like, synthy. But I feel like with Oasis, like, when I was listening back to their music, particularly their music from the early 90s, their stuff after, like, the year 2000 is still pretty good, but it's pretty hit or miss on the fandom. But especially from their early work, it's like, oh, this is timeless. Like, it doesn't feel like it's dated. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Could have been 90s music. It could have been 70s music. It could have been 2000s music. Like, it was timeless and worked no matter what era you listened in it.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, like, they have so much cross-generational appeal because of that. It never felt like any of their music was, like, out of place or cheesy. And that's really, really hard to do in music. So that's something that, like, Noel Gallagher, when he was, like, constructing all the music, got right. Like, I think Noel Gallagher's, like, a legitimate, like, genius. I don't know. I think he's, like, Nomura if he wrote Kingdom Hearts all in one go. Like, dead ass. Like, if Nomura was like, okay, this is how the Heartless work, this is Organization 13 is, like, if he wrote the entire story in one go and it was executed flawlessly, in
the next game, Ansem is going to be revealed to be the Heartless of a different Ansem.
Yeah, like, that's how deep Noel goes. I think Noel's, like, a genius. What is your favorite piece of Oasis lore that I've told you?
Boy. I definitely remember hearing the Idris Elba one, and that made me laugh.
Oh yeah, the one where, like, Liam stole his hat or something like that.
Like, he's got beef with Idris Elba. Like, he's kind of a shit disturber. I thought it was funny how we were watching Better Man, the Robbie Williams documentary where he's portrayed as a chimpanzee.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is a great movie.
And at some point, Robbie Williams runs into Liam and Noel Gallagher. And of course, they're the band members who are very standoffish assholes. Like, that's the reputation of the band, apparently. It's just fun watching them like, in interviews, just being like, we're the greatest band in the world. Yeah. Fucking we're the best. No one can touch us. We're awesome.
But they are. But they are, though.
I know, but, like, hearing Wonderwall so many times, I never would have imagined that the singers were like this. It was so entertaining to discover all of this.
Yeah. I remember telling you the story of like during the recording of Wonderwall, Noel was in the studio, so like Liam was only the singer. So he would sing his shit and then be like, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm just gonna like fuck off and go to the bar and get drunk, whatever. And Noel would be in the studio like writing the songs and producing stuff. So there was one night where he hears like a ton of rumbling from like the entrance of the studio they were at, and he goes over and he finds out that Liam has invited like a whole entire bar's worth of people back to the studio. So like maybe it had to have been like more than 20 or 30 people. Like it was really big. And suddenly they started like breaking all the guitars like in the living space, and they destroyed the TV.
Oh my God.
And someone like let the fire extinguisher off, and everyone just started fist fighting. And so of course Noel's like, what the fuck is going on here? We're gonna owe the record company a lot of money. And like he got a cricket bat and he bashed Liam over the head with it.
Oh my God.
Which made Liam really mad, and Noel like had to escape the studio by window. So he jumped out of a window into the car of their drummer, which by the way, their drummer was hired like a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
And they just kept driving and driving and driving away from the studio. This is during the production of Wonderwall. I need you to understand, like, if you have not listened to Wonderwall for some reason, you should go back and listen to it, because it is a contrast to this story. And the cricket bat was auctioned off on a website years later. And Noel Gallagher signed the certificate of authenticity of the smashed cricket bat. Like, it's crazy. That's not even the craziest piece of lore. That's like surface level. It gets so deep.
Oh, they're entertaining as hell. Hell. But how was the concert? How did you enjoy the concert in Toronto?
It was the best concert I've ever been to.
Damn.
I am being completely serious. Like, I've been to several concerts in my life, but like the energy in this concert was so great. I thought Liam sounded well. I thought Noel was great. I thought Bonehead.
It sounded just like the CD from the 90s.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like the brothers too. They have Bonehead on like the instrumentals, as well as Jem and Andy, and like the whole lineup was amazing. It was so well done. I thought they picked the right songs, choose enough of the big hits to satisfy everyone, and maybe like a couple of more like lesser known songs to the hardcores in the crowd. Probably the most diverse crowd I've been to. Like there were a lot of people from a lot of different ages and backgrounds, and like, I don't know, I thought that was comforting to have, especially with like how divided things can feel nowadays.
Yeah.
It was just really nice to like have an environment where it was like, where the audience was very like different, you know?
Oh, even just like going to like one of the meetups, like we went to the marketplace they had in Toronto where they were selling a whole bunch of Oasis merch in between, and we saw like the gigantic lineup of people. We waited in the line with other people and just started chatting amongst them about Oasis, and oh yeah, the community was fucking great. Like everyone was just gung-ho to see Oasis. Everyone was just like cool and chill. And
we met this one guy in line who flew all the way from Peru for this.
Yeah.
And so yeah, people like literally like traveled all over the world for this, because when the tickets went on sale in the UK last year, because UK tickets and Ireland went on sale first, and then as they announced more cities, those tickets would go on sale later. But the first sale caught a lot of controversy because Ticketmaster implemented platinum pricing, which basically like offshoots the amount you pay for tickets. Luckily, when I got mine for Toronto, it was capped because of all the feedback they received from the first sale. So I remember seeing online like a lot of people who were like, yeah, I'm from the UK, but like I didn't get tickets to Oasis, so I'm going to go to Toronto and see them, or I'm going to go to Chicago, or I'm going to go fly all the way to Buenos Aires in Argentina to go see them. So even a lot of like people from their home country flew to like different parts of the world for this, which shows you that this reunion tour was like so intense.
Oh yeah, it was epic. And I also enjoyed that Champagne Supernova was the final song, and the fireworks that went off at the very end was just like the perfect way to cap everything off, because just like it went on forever. I filmed the whole thing, and the fireworks must have kept going for like 2 minutes straight. It just kept blowing up and blowing up and blowing up.
Which was perfect. Like, the fact that they ended on Champagne Supernova was so good. The fireworks were great. I was crying a lot. Speaking of crying, how much did I cry?
Well, you know, you definitely shed a bunch of tears. I brought Kleenex to the concert because I knew this was going to happen. And you went through a bit of that Kleenex, so, you know. Tears down your face. I took photos. I took video. It was amazing.
Yes. It's just like the idea of like, you never think something's going to happen, and then it does. It's like if they dropped Half-Life 3.
Oh, okay.
I guess. I don't know. Like, it's the Half-Life 3 of rock music. There's finally another entry.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And from the sounds of things that I've heard online, it seems like the brothers are on good terms. There's rumors that they might tour again, probably next year. So I am like 1,000% intent on going to England for that because I just love that experience I had in Toronto so much, so I really want to see them in their home country.
And I'll be there with her. I'll be going to England to enjoy the band as well.
Yeah, let's go. Now all I need left is Daft Punk to reunite, which is probably never going to happen. Because I'm never going to see Daft Punk live.
Tron 3 was all the worse without you guys.
I know. You don't need to remind me.
I didn't plan on talking about Tron Ares in this video. I just wanted to say it sucked. So
it was a movie.
It was a movie.
It happened.
It's a Tron movie where you spend 15 minutes in the 2 hours in the grid. What are you talking about? I don't want to be in the real world. It's Tron. But whatever.
Yeah, I had a really good time at Oasis. If you are interested in getting into them, or at least like trying them out, I would say give their first 2 albums a listen through. If you only have time for one album, some Oasis fans that are more hardcore might yell at me, but the second album at least is my favorite. So if anything else, maybe try that one out. But it's really good music.
I'll agree, because I like that album too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Oasis is a good band. Even just learning about their history is fascinating and entertaining. And yeah, I would definitely recommend getting into Oasis for sure.
Please. I'm like begging you, please. Please get into them. Please, 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 please. Please do it. Please. Please, please, please. So as someone who was born like after Oasis's heyday, like, okay, so I was like born in their heyday, but like, you know, I wasn't old enough to experience how they were in like the mid 90s. Like I always imagine like what it would have been like if I was like in my 20s, because I would be able to go see Oasis during their peak, you know, and it's something I've always wondered about. And this extends to like games and other media in general, because like a lot of my favorite video games came out in the 90s, so I think of like Final Fantasy VI and Earthbound, those types of like games. One of those games that I've hold near to my heart that also released during that time is the Donkey Kong Country series. And it's fitting that almost 30 years later, we get to play a musical-themed DK game. As in, we play DK Bananza.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, DK Bananza is something we got to after Oasis. I love that game so much. It's probably my favorite game I played last year.
I had to think about it, and like, yeah, out of every game I had played in 2025, it probably would be the game of the year.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't like too blown away by Death Stranding 2. I like Sonic Racing Crossroads, but I don't think it's game of the year. You know, I really had to like think real long and hard about what I thought was just the overall best game. And yeah, I think I'll have to say Donkey Kong Bonanza, but keep in mind I haven't played like Hades 2 or Silk Song or a lot of the games that have come out this year. But yeah, it was definitely my favorite.
Yeah. I don't have a Switch 2 yet. I was able to play off Clement's Switch 2. I'll get to it this year eventually. I'd like to get it for Fire Emblem at the very least. So hopefully by the time they announce a release date for that game, I'll have a Switch 2. But it played really well on it. Like, you can tell there's like a bit of a graphical update, like kind of. I'm always bad at like detecting these types of things, especially in the current generation.
Yeah, but for sure, like for the most part though, it really was just the Switch again, because like even the menus and stuff are just so identical to the original Switch. I like that when you push the power button, it has this little boop, beep, boop, beep, like a little jingle when you push power. That's cute. But otherwise, you know, the menus, everything is pretty much identical. The fact that you can play Switch 1 games on it, I mean, my Switch 1 is just now in a drawer somewhere. I don't need to dust off my Switch 1 for a good long while, because I'm just going to be playing my Switch 2 from this point onwards. I'm going to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on my Switch 2. Yes, sirree, Bob.
Ooh.
And,
wow.
So yeah, I got the Switch 2 in the summer, and then me and Caro played Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, and then the both of us played Pokémon Legends ZA a little bit after that. So we figured we'd just cover the Nintendo Switch 2 in general and talk about it for this C-Squared episode. And Donkey Kong is definitely the best Red Faction game since Red Faction 2. You just destroy everything.
Yeah, I remember like for the first half hour or maybe 45 minutes of that game, we didn't even leave that first area, like that very first area you spawn in, because we were so busy trying to see how deep you could go in like the cave and the tunnels. And we were just collecting so much.
Like we're supposed to be getting a move on. We're supposed to be chasing after Void Kong. We just kept destroying so much of the walls, just be like, bah, 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 bah. Let's see what goes in here. Bah, 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 bah. Just punching every single thing in sight.
Yeah.
I found it kind of crazy that, like, if you do decide to go for all of the bananas before moving on, if you do try to find every single collectible before moving on to a new area, you're going to be in, like, every single area for, like, 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting that bananas are not necessary to complete the game. They're completely optional. They're not like the moons in Mario, where, like, you need a certain amount of moons so that the ship can go to a different location. Like, you need moons. They are essential. They are the end goal. They are something that is mandatory. But in Donkey Kong Bonanza, really, it's a point A to point B game. You just have to get to where the boss is, beat up the boss, and then fall deeper into the planet's core. You don't need a single banana in order to do that. In fact, it's interesting. We just saw AGDQ, Awesome Games Done Quick, not too long ago.
Yeah. And
they did Donkey Kong Bonanza. And I was expecting to hear the same thing I heard during Mario Odyssey, which is like every 5 seconds. That is every Mario Odyssey speedrun. You just hear that jingle so much. And no, because in Bonanza, the bananas are optional. They didn't grab them that much, so you didn't hear a lot of, ooh, banana.
We did in our playthrough, but that's because, you know, we wanted to collect as many as we could. Ooh, banana.
We wanted to upgrade and get stronger and all that jazz, of course. Because the destruction gets even better. Like, you upgrade the elephant, and it's ridiculous. Like, yeah. Donkey Kong has all these different forms he can transform into. He finds all of these sages that let him turn into a bigger monkey and an ostrich and a zebra and eventually an elephant. And the crazy thing about the elephant is that it uses its trunk to suck up the walls and the ground and everything you aim its trunk towards. So, like, you upgrade that thing all the way and you can just fucking level a mountain. You can level the ground around you. You can just like erase the geometry that's surrounding your character so friggin' quickly.
Oh, yeah.
That for a lot of the post game, when I was just like doing cleanup and getting every single banana I could, I spent a lot of that time in elephant form just going and just like destroying everything. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. And again, I like how in Bananza there's like a music theme to it. Pauline's in the game and she's a singer and that's what she wants to do. So like she's singing along with you while you're using your power-ups. It's just really cute. Oh, Pauline.
I love the little jingles when you transform, like the big gorilla version when you're just like super Donkey Kong and you got these big ass cheeks sticking out. Why did they give him ass cheeks? I don't know, but
he had ass cheeks in the DK cartoon, so I think they were just trying to like keep the lore intact.
That's right. This is a love letter to all forms of Donkey Kong. God damn it! If you love the arcade game, if you love the country games, this has got you covered. But every time you're in that form, you know, it's to la 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 la. You know, like it's just such a great soundtrack. There's so many great vocal tracks, just like Mario Odyssey. Once again, courtesy of Pauline, because she was in both games. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fun set pieces. You know, I like the world where you go into a burger amusement park and there's like
salt. That one.
You grab salt from the area in order to get rid of all this green goop that's all over the place, and you're climbing burgers and riding roller coasters and all that shit. At some point you race with Diddy and Dixie Kong on Rambi the Rhino in this little racetracks area.
Yeah, I was gonna mention the Rambi race because I thought that was really cute.
So good, so good.
You meet up with Cranky Kong too.
That's right. Cranky Kong is also in every single stage. He always gives you a banana whenever you find him. Back in my day, our rivals were just short, stocky plumbers. Yes, they were. I know what they're referencing.
I got that.
No, but it's got good mobility. I like that you can take a chunk out of anything from the walls or the floor, and you can use it to like surf over the water. You can use it to double jump, or you can just straight up use it as like a battering object to like smash open people and defeat all the enemies and whatnot. It's it's pure destruction. It's like lots of people love Minecraft, and I think a big appeal of Minecraft is the fact that you completely transform the world. Like, you dig the caves that go underground, you mine all of the gems from that underground. It's the perfect mining game because you completely transform the world around you. What was a barren, green, grassy plain becomes like the best mining spot with like mine carts and tracks and torches everywhere, and you're building, you're expanding and crafting the world as you see fit. And Donkey Kong is kind of like that. You know, you see the world as it starts, as it's presented to you, and then you can just tear it a new asshole and just destroy every single element about it. It's good fun. It's good fun to just like, if you're bored and you have nothing else to do, God, you can play that over and over and over again.
Oh yeah. The ending was very, very well done. It's probably one of the most outlandish things Nintendo has done, and I say that as a very, very good thing.
We were very excited.
Yes, I could not believe the roller coaster I was on. I was like, keep me on. Keep me on. This is good.
We were like, it just keeps going. It gets better and better. Ah, this is great. So, you know, if you're going to get a Switch 2, I guess I would definitely recommend Donkey Kong Bananza. That was a good game.
Yeah, it's probably the game to play right now on the Switch 2, honestly.
And there's not a lot, so...
No. The other game I guess is worth getting from the Switch 2 is Mario Kart World, which we also played. And I thought Mario Kart World was really fun. Controversial.
Controversial.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no, this is a very polarizing game.
It is. It is.
It is just like a lot of people like it, a lot of people hate it. And I mean, it went in with bad reception just because it was going to be like an $80 game.
Yeah, that I'm not like super jazzed about, just because like not only is it like a reminder of like the world getting more expensive, so of course we're gonna have to like jack up the prices for everything now, but it's like $80 like for a video game.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
And it's like, on paper, I understand that Nintendo has done a lot for this game in order to give it lots of content. I think the soundtrack is ridiculous, like in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually go look up the playlist of Mario Kart World, it must be like 200 songs. And a lot of that is the original stuff that's in the regular tracks, but a lot of it is also just like remixes of songs from every single Mario game that's ever been made.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you want remixes from Mario 2, Mario Land, 3D World, fucking Mario Paint has a remix. Yoshi's Island has a remix. They fucking remixed the final boss theme of Yoshi's Island, the Bowser battle. It's amazing, too. Like, that soundtrack is absurd. Like, I couldn't imagine how much time and effort it was to make that soundtrack. Every single character's got like 5 or 6 costumes. So, you know, if you want to play as Princess Peach in her regular dress, if you want to play her with that pink jacket and the short shorts, if you want to play her in a yukata, if you want to play her as if she was a stewardess on an airplane. There are so many costumes for all of the characters, which is something they did not have in any of the previous Mario Karts.
You can play as the enemies too.
Oh yeah, ridiculous roster. You can fucking play as a Pokey.
You can play as a dolphin, like the dolphins from Mario World, the ones that Yoshi can eat. If you didn't know that, you can eat the dolphins.
Oh god, why would you do that?
I did it all the time when I was a kid on the Game Boy Advance version. You don't get anything from like eating the dolphins as Yoshi. It just kind of happens. But yes, you can play as a Chuckster. You can play as Pokey, I think. You can play as like a ridiculous amount of people in that game.
And you know, there's tons of vehicles. It's got this whole new open world thing where you can just, every single racetrack is connected to each other. Every single racetrack is part of one big island that you can freely drive around and do little mini missions in order to earn a whole bunch of stickers. And I guess that's where a lot of the controversy comes from, is the open world design, because like in Grand Prix mode, right? You start off, the first race is 3 laps. It's just like any other Mario Kart game. It's very traditional in the first race. And then you get to the second race, and instead of jump cutting to the second track, you start off in the first track you just finished, and then you drive to the second course. And unfortunately, a lot of those drives to the courses are like 2 laps. And then when you get to the course, It's 1 lap, and you finish that 1 lap, and it's done. And that's the whole race. And then you move on to the third race, which is, again, big lawn pathway, the course in 1 lap. And that's the majority of the Grand Prix. And I guess some people, they figure like, well, you bothered to make this course. You bothered to make this course with shortcuts and item placement and all this other stuff. And you only do it for 1 lap. And so much of the game is driving along these straight roads that occasionally bend and occasionally have ramps and a lot of, rail guards to grind on and stuff like that. So I can understand the frustration of, it's very experimental. It does something very different, and a lot of the game is driving from point A to point B.
Yeah, it's definitely a mechanic that like older fans of the series like might not like, because of like what you said, the experimental part of that. I thought it was at least an interesting try, because it was fun in like free mode to like drive through everything. So it's like, oh, I can literally drive on the track, or, you know, I can drive to the other side of the map and I can run into like the beach, or I can just drive through Princess Peach's castle right now.
Yeah. And like, I know kid me would be playing the shit out of that all day, just trying to see what I can find. And I friggin' liked Knockout Tour. I thought that was a great mode, their little battle royale mode, where like...
Oh, you got really mad during Knockout Tour? It was a little too intense.
Look, sometimes I had it, and then an item hits me, and then I don't have it at the very end, and it ruins the race for me, and but you know.
Yeah.
Point is, it's battle royale, so like 24 people start off driving, and you have to get to the checkpoint, and the first like 16 people who go through the checkpoint get to stay in the race. Everyone before 16th place, they're out. And then the checkpoints just get more limiting until only one can pass through the checkpoint and win. And I like that mode a lot. I think if you're going to add a battle royale feature to Mario Kart, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. But you know what was kind of a bittersweet experience, though?
What's that?
When we went back to some older Mario Karts to kind of compare to Mario Kart World.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like when we were playing Mario Kart World, we were aware of the fact that like it was so controversial. We were aware that a lot of people weren't vibing with it. They weren't jiving with it. And the Sonic Racing Cross Worlds demo had also come out.
Yeah.
So people were saying that game was much, much better and a lot more fun. And then it just occurred to us like, well, you know, we're already playing Mario Kart. I have the setup for all of my retro consoles. What if we just went back and played Double Dash? What if we went back and played Mario Kart Wii? Because I want to see what that experience is like. And it is so interesting going back to Mario Kart Double Dash after you haven't played it in God knows how long.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's a game that is not selling the world. It doesn't have multiple costumes. It doesn't have more than 4 cups. It's just Mushroom Flower Star Special. That's it. And the control is kind of loose. The AI is incredibly hard. That's so unforgiving. The AI does not fuck around.
I remember one of the first thoughts I had when I was playing through Mario Kart Double Dash, which again is a game I love. I played it a lot when I was a kid. I was like, damn, I need the control back from Mario Kart World ASAP. It's showing its age.
Oh, yeah. Like it's interesting just going back to the old retro ones, the ones that nobody complained about, the ones that people said Double Dash is so fucking amazing, Mario Kart Wii is so fucking amazing. And it's just interesting that they're all adults now and we're all playing Mario Kart World, a game with so much music, so many costumes, so many playable characters, tight controls, great graphics. Like there are a lot of courses in the game I do like. I love the Donkey Kong spaceport, which is basically like, it's a rocket station that is shaped like the arcade game Donkey Kong. So you're going up one girder and then going up the next girder and you're dodging the robot gorilla who's throwing barrels at you. I love that track. What a great tribute to Donkey Kong. I think that's fun as hell. There's a lot to like about this game, and people are still streaming it on Twitch. People are still playing it and enjoying it. But man, you wouldn't know that if you're online because you'd think it was like the worst game ever made or some shit. Just because there's a lot of point A to point B racetracks that, yes, even in online mode, sometimes you have to play through. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's just interesting, right? It's just interesting how,
for sure,
how games were dated back then, but we all loved it. Because Double Dash was perfect back then. We thought it was the greatest Mario Kart game ever made.
It kind of reminds me of our earlier Oasis conversation where there's some music out there that's like really great, but you can kind of tell they were released at a particular time.
Yeah.
Haha. How's that for connecting subjects together, kids?
I like it. I don't know if it deserved to be $80.
Yeah.
Even though it does have extra content, because, you could argue that any RPG that's like $60 also had more than that, but I don't know if it was worth $80, but certainly I still enjoyed it enough to recommend it. I think I still like Mario Kart 8 more, but that's because Mario Kart 8 was just so fucking perfect. That is the issue I feel Nintendo games are going to have going forward, and why the Switch 2 has been getting kind of a weird reaction lately. Not only is it expensive in a time when the economy sucks, but also, like, we were spoiled with the Switch. We had so many fucking great games that any sequel that comes out for those games is going to be underwhelming just because so many of them are hard to top.
Smash.
Yeah, exactly.
Smash.
Exactly.
I am low-key kind of horrified for if we get a new Smash for Switch 2. I'm kind of horrified of the discourse for that game. I hope it's great, but I just know that there's going to be a lot of back and forth between whatever new Smash game comes next and Ultimate, just because Ultimate is like a very ideal game and they put in so many characters in that. It's going to be so hard to top that, because how the fuck do you top that? With the amount of characters and crossovers and gameplay mechanics and music, like, realistically, how do you top something like that? You would have to add more characters. You would have to improve the engine. Like, I don't know.
I think they would have to go in a completely different direction, frankly. I think they would have to, like, make it more like Street Fighter or something. I don't know. You'd have to do something radically different. Because if you're just sticking to the same formula, it will feel underwhelming compared to Ultimate. Unless you're just straight up re-releasing Ultimate again and adding DLC.
Honestly, I'd rather they just do that.
Yeah?
Like, re-release Ultimate, but then, like, just add more DLC. I don't know.
Oh, boy. I'm just saying that, like, games are so good now, and the problem is when a game is so good, sequels tend to feel inferior when they remove great features from those good games, You know
who never had a problem with making a sequel?
What's that?
Oasis.
Okay.
You know who didn't have a problem making a sequel?
Who's that?
Shrek. Because a lot of people think Shrek 2 is better than the first movie. A lot of people do. I think so.
I'm not dissing Shrek 2. I'm dissing Shrek 3. Shrek 3 sucks.
No, Shrek 3 is like ass. I saw that in theaters. And you know who was at Shrek 2?
Who's that?
You know who was at the world premiere of Shrek 2?
What's that?
Liam Gallagher.
Was he? Who invited him? Why?
Huh?
Why? Who invited him? Why?
I don't know who invited him. I just think everything connects back to Oasis.
Oh my god.
You could give me a subject and I could tie it back to Oasis.
How will heated rivalry tie into Oasis?
Have you looked at Noel and Liam?
They're brothers.
If they weren't.
Oh god.
Oh no. I don't know.
Before we get ahead of ourselves. I'm so
sorry, y'all.
Now, you didn't play the Switch 2 version, but this game is on Switch 2. What did you think of Pokémon Legends ZA?
It was fun. I like playing with virtual pets. And this game has virtual pets, and that's an easy sell for me. So it was cute. I don't know.
So it wasn't the death of Nintendo?
I try to run away. No, it's not the death of Nintendo. I try to run away from Pokemon discourse at 1,000 miles an hour. I will not touch that with a stick.
Should I make a thumbnail with Shigeru Miyamoto looking like the Joker with bloodshot eyes? Would that be good discourse for Pokemon?
He's being Nintendo cooked.
They lied to us.
They lied! Game Freak lied again. Just like they did before. I'm sorry. I would like to apologize. I don't mean to poke any bears.
To me, it's just another continuation of what we were just saying with Mario Kart, in that when I'm on social media, the people who are playing ZA like ZA. They're taking photos. The game's graphics are pretty good, and I like the character customization where, like, you can make your character look however you want, and you can take nice photos with Charizard or whatever Pokemon is your favorite. It is a wholesome game. It's cute, and the battle system's kind of different this time around, which is unique. Instead of being... This game has no pee-pee. It has no pee-pee whatsoever. It is sans pee-pee.
Please don't put those two words together, man.
I'm sorry, I was trying to recapture the magic of our Arceus discussion.
There is no PP in Pokemon.
This game has no PP. No PP.
Oh my god, stop.
But it all operates on cooldowns. So, like, you use your ability, it has a cooldown timer, and then you can use it again, which gives it a more action-oriented feel. It also means you can basically spam all 4 of your moves at a time, but...
That was a good mechanic.
Yeah, because, like, sometimes you have stat moves that, like, maybe you'll get rid of because it just doesn't help you too much. Like, I know a lot of people who'll be like, I don't want Tail Whip, because I don't really care about lowering attack or lowering defense when during that turn, the Pokemon could drain half of my health in that one turn, and then I'm fucked. Like, there are stat moves that always feel very situational because of how strong Pokemon are in the main series. But because of the cooldown feature, while you're waiting for Thunderbolt to recover, while you're waiting for Razor Leaf to recover, you can do Tail Whip, and then their defense goes down, and then the next time you do Thunderbolt or Tail Whip or whatever, it'll do more damage because in between you lowered their defense, which adds an interesting little nugget to the gameplay, which I think is kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone has the best fashion in that game. Everyone is cute as hell. I want to cosplay as everybody.
I gave my trainer pink hair because I will always do that if given the option. And I felt like I always changed their clothing a lot in Pokemon. I was like, I want you to wear this jacket. No, this dress is cute. No, I want you more preppy. Oh no, you can wear a hat. I think that's like one of the best parts of that game.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot better variety compared to Scarlet and Violet.
I feel like all Pokemon games going forward should have that huge variety in clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe, like, you can go to different towns. You can collect various, like, costumes and stuff. Or you can go to a mall and just shop there.
Yeah. I got my character in a suit. With the gray suit and red tie, the way I usually make my character. So that made me a happy camper.
And I picked Chikorita, because I love Chikorita.
Hey, so
apparently,
did I.
there are people out there... Apparently, there are people out there who don't like Chikorita.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Why would you do that to Chikorita?
I mean, I know in Gen 2, I always pick Cyndaquil, personally. But...
Wow, good for you. Thanks for sharing that with the class.
That's right.
You want to tell us how you picked Charmander in Pokemon Red too? Wow. You're such a badass. Whoa.
I did pick Charmander because I'm an edgy boy. I'm so cool. I'm so rad. Look how awesome I am. That's right. I'm so cool. I'm sorry. Chikorita is a great choice. I also picked Chikorita in this game. Don't worry. I'm right there with you, babe.
Did you name your Chikorita?
No, I never name Pokemon. I always just leave them as they are.
I named my Pokemon.
What'd you call it? Oh no, it's going to be horrible.
I named him Liam.
Oh my god.
I was still feeling Oasis fever. So I named the Chikorita Liam.
Kara, why? Why have you done this?
And then I got a Fennekin, but the Fennekin was a girl, so I named it Noelle.
Well, okay. You could have got a male Fennekin, I'm sure.
No, the game gave me a female Fennekin. Gave me a girly one.
Ah. They don't do breeding anymore, do they?
As far as I saw in Legends ZA, you could not breed.
Son of a bitch. How is a Ditto supposed to turn tricks in this timeline?
Well, maybe the Ditto can, like, self-populate. I don't know. But, Pokemon Legends CA is fun. I do admit that I like Arceus a little more, though. Just because
I do too.
That was a little bit more open world. It felt like you were legitimately going on, like, journey.
Yeah, that's really the only issue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is more variety in Arceus. You went to, like, grassy plains, winter places, volcano places. Like, there was a lot of variety in the locations you went to. And you also got, like, all these Pokemon similar to Scarlet and Violet that let you let them ride you. Sorry, well. You got to ride them and go faster through the area. You got to climb mountains. You got to sail in the ocean. Like, I thought Arceus has more of an adventure. And because this game takes place only in Lumiose, there's not a lot of variety in the location. You spend so much time in the city going to different parts of the city, but it never feels like, oh, wow, I'm visiting a really cool place. It's like, no, sometimes you go to the sewers and the sewers are boring because they're the sewers, you know.
Clement, I have a question.
Okay.
You know what Lumiose City is based off of?
Paris?
Yes, Paris, in France.
Okay.
Do you know what happened in Paris in August of 2009?
Did certain hockey players meet up there?
No, Oasis broke up in 2009 in Paris.
Oh, okay, I was way off. My bad. God.
I told you I can connect everything back.
The other thing I like about ZA was some of the music, because the battle theme you have with the ZA crew is great. And I don't know if you ever got to J-Synth. Did you fight J-Synth?
No.
I am telling you, when you get to that fight, that song is insane. That's like one of the greatest Pokemon songs I've ever heard, and it wasn't even done by Toby Fox. It's crazy.
I'll just look it up.
If you want to, it'd be a great reaction.
You know what? I'll just do it right now.
All right, let's listen
right
to the
now
Jason
on the podcast.
thing.
I'll do it right now.
I'll literally put it in the podcast as well.
Oh yeah, this sounds nice.
Oh, just wait.
Hey yo! This is great!
Right? I couldn't believe it when I got to this part.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, alright.
Like, I had
That's
to
great.
pause the game and just vibe. I was just like, this fucking song rules.
I can't see it, but I'm dancing in my chair right now. And by dancing in my chair, I mean just like moving my shoulders, because I can't really do much within the limitations of my desk. But this is a great song.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, I will literally put it in the podcast so the audience can hear it as well. And hopefully you guys get it. This game's on Switch 1 as well as Switch 2, so give it a look. I like this game. It's not as good as Arceus, but I like it still.
I enjoyed the time that I had with it because it was about to get usurped by something else.
And what was that?
Maybe a certain show that you watched while you were visiting me over the holidays.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you know.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Your tax dollars went to this, and by that I mean thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada indeed. Woohoo.
That's right. We saw the hit sensation television show, Heated Rivalry, which came out in like November or December, took the world by storm. This was a Canadian production that probably they expected a little bit of a modest success, like Canadians would know about it, and that would be it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This thing is a crazy fucking hit. Everybody's watching this thing, and oh my God.
It's actually based on a book series by Rachel Reed, and she wrote a whole series of books about a whole hockey universe of queer players dealing with queer problems. And yeah, it ran for 6 episodes, but it is like a big hit right now. It got ported into the US via HBO Max, so it is not an HBO Max original for any Americans listening to this. It's made by Crave. And I believe as of this recording, it's going to debut in South America pretty soon, and it's going to premiere in the UK as well. So it's really spreading. It's really popular. I'm really happy that a show like this is getting a lot of talk.
The actors are showing up on The Tonight Show and stuff.
They're actually presenting an award together on the Golden Globes. Like, they were invited to the Golden Globes to present an award.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so... yeah, unfortunately, because it is a Canadian-produced show, they won't be eligible for the Emmys, since that show requires you to... I know. Because that awards show requires you to, like, have American-produced entertainment in order to qualify. But I guarantee you that it's going to sweep a lot of Canadian shows. Whatever the Canadian equivalent of the Emmys is, if that exists.
Get fucked, Law and Order Toronto.
Oh yeah, it's gonna destroy Law and Order Toronto.
And that's a real show. That's not. I didn't make that up. That's a real show. We have a Canadian version of Law and Order. That's Law and Order Toronto.
Yeah.
Dong dong.
But Heated Rivalry, not to spoil it too much, but to give you like a basic rundown of the show. But Heated Rivalry is a show about 2 hockey players that are recruited into the show's equivalent of the NHL. So you have Shane Hollander, who is an Asian Canadian hockey player who plays for Montreal. And then you have Ilya Rozanov, a Russian hockey player who plays in Boston. And the show follows them over the course of about a decade from when they're first brought into the NHL all the way to like their more seasoned parts of their career. So you follow their relationship, their, talks with each other, how they grow and develop, some of their sexual escapades. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I mean, let's be real here. A lot of the reason a lot of people are going to be tuning into this show is because it is a steamy, very sexually charged television show between 2 men who get it on as early as episode 1. Like, it's not a slow build up. They are already fucking by episode 1.
Yes.
And I think audiences have been craving a show like this because how often do you get well shot, well written, like prestige television that also features extremely sexy gay scenes where where men with chiseled abs are making out and giving each other blowjobs and stuff. I mean, good Lord.
Well, yeah, like, I think when they were shopping around the show to different like networks, I think they were shopping it around to American TV first. They were pretty set on like, okay, so you can make this show. We like the premise. We can turn your books into a TV show, but we would rather the romance between Shane and Ilya slowly develop over time. So like, we want to get away from the books. We want to like make it more of a slow burn, which is what you see on like American television.
Yeah.
And so the team who made the show were like, no, we have to stick to the basics of this relationship. We would rather just let them get it on first, like the first thing they do in the show is just like get it off. We'd rather just have that.
Yeah.
And so they shopped it around in Canada, and Canada was like, sure, we'll produce it. We'll go for it.
It always reminds me of like this funny tweet where someone says like, it's Surfboard Ninja, where you spend the whole show watching some ninja learn how to surf for 9 episodes. And then in the 10th episode, they finally surf and are the Surfboard Ninja. And yeah, like a lot of shows are like that, where it's so much build up for like so little payoff at the very, very end. And the best shows deliver the goods on episode 1, you know? It's not like you watch Breaking Bad and it takes 10 episodes for Walter White to convince Jesse to start cooking meth. No, they're cooking meth in that first episode. They're getting shot at by gangsters in that first fucking episode, because it's that you start the show with a bang. You want things to get the ball rolling right away. And immediately from episode 1, these two guys are fucking, and it is steamy. And if you are into boy love, oh my God, this is a very sexy show.
Yes.
I also just enjoyed the show for the brilliant writing and the payoffs and all of the different developments that happen from episode to episode, because it's not just, it's an excuse for boys to kiss. It's softcore pornography for television. Oh, what's happened to TV these days? Like, no. No. This is a great friggin' TV show with great characters, the way they are written, the way that their situations keep on developing, and how they use each other and fall for each other, and background characters who can affect the story as well. Like, there are so many elements and so many progressions that happen in every single episode. Not a single episode is wasted. Not even episode 3, which is fantastic as well.
Like every single character that they use has an intention to the plot, which is great. Like Clement said, episode 3 kind of steps away from Shane and Ilya, but the payoff for that is fantastic.
The payoff's amazing.
And everything really just serves a purpose in the narrative. In general, it's just really fascinating how the show has gotten so popular in Canada and the United States. If you're a little bit more versed in like the history of the romance genre, like romance has always been like primarily a genre that's been consumed by women. And depending on what circles you find yourself in, a lot of the times it's actually not taken seriously. So it's like, oh, romance. Well, it's just, slop, you know. And I think in the interviews that I've seen from like Hudson Williams and Connor Story, who are the two main actors in Heated Rivalry, like they understand like how hard it is to have a romance story taken seriously. Like there are a lot of barriers to that. And they just understand how this show has not only made a huge impact, but also has people who are outside of that target audience being like, oh, wow, look, that's actually really good. Like my favorite thing I've seen on the internet is watching like bro dude hockey podcasts react to the show, and they're like, oh shit, this is actually pretty good. It's like, I remember seeing something like a few years ago where the NHL is actually pretty concerned because a lot of their younger audiences, like younger millennial Gen Z, like they're not tuning into hockey as much as like your boomers and your Gen X and your older people. And so they've been trying to explore ways to like really nab that younger audience. And I don't know, but Heated Rivalry might be that answer. A lot of social media accounts in the NHL, or at least NHL fans, have been like taking advantage of like Heated Rivalry's popularity. And it's so interesting because at the same time in real life, NHL has actually like historically been an organization where there were a lot of barriers for like gay people and people who are like queer.
Yeah.
And it's just really sad that like a lot of pride can't be expressed. I don't know. It's just really fascinating to see that.
It's a tale as old as time, like queer rights and how people perceive queer people has always been like, oh, they're icky. I don't want to be involved with that. Oh, we have an image. It's not family friendly. A lot of politicians, let's say, like to suggest that kind of stuff is not family friendly when there are two dads in a sitcom or something. And it's just like, they're not having sex on a sitcom. They're just there. Like, for Christ's sake, you have lots of heterosexual relationships in children's media, and that doesn't seem to be a problem when the main boy and the main girl kiss. But if two boys kiss, oh, it's sexual, it's political. It's like, it's just gay people trying to exist, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Obviously, this show is not for children or teenagers. It is an adult show, but like, I at least appreciate that it is something that takes this seriously and wants to make a legitimate prestige television show that isn't just for titillation's sake. Like, I think there's a lot of strong scenes in this show. Like, I love the part where Shane is at a club with all of his friends, and then Ilya happened to go to that same exact club with his friends.
Yeah, I know what scene you're talking about.
And as the music is blaring all the things she said by Tattoo. Great music choices. There is slow-mo, strong reaction shots from the both of them as they are trying to look at each other and not all of their friends and the people they're with.
Yeah.
And just the dread and the longing and the absolute atmosphere of that scene is like one of the strongest endings to that particular episode. That, like, gay, straight, I don't care, it's fucking great television. Like, I was enthralled the whole way through.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Americans especially, like, are so deprived of this genre of entertainment because if you're familiar with, like, boys love and girls love, those genres of storytelling are already really popular in East Asia because you see Japan and South Korea, and if we're going to go to Southeast Asia, you see, like, Thailand especially produce so many shows every year specifically dedicated to those genres, which is something that you don't see, like, in America.
Yeah.
Or even in Canada to an extent. And so for a lot of people watching the show for the first time, like, this is, like, a lot of times their first time experiencing a piece of media like this. And so from what I've been seeing online, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I loved Heated Rivalry. Let me go check out this BL, or, oh my gosh, they make queer shows about girls too. There's girls love as well. And I think Heated Rivalry is such a great show to open the gates to that, like, type of show to produce.
Yeah.
And I just hope that, like, Canada produces more of that. Or other studios or other studios in the United States take, like, the steps to make more shows that appeal to the same type of fans that like Heated Rivalry. Like, it's been really, really great to see.
Yeah. It's a great show that doesn't waste your time. Every single episode is giving you what you came to see. And it has a strong reaction because of that. Like, I just feel like it's something you don't get much, like, this kind of content. You never see this kind of thing on television ever. And it reminds me so much of, like, why Black Panther and Wonder Woman did so well. Like, people were surprised that those movies were gigantic hits. And it's just like, well, there's not a lot of black superheroes. Of course Black Panther did well. People have been wanting a story like that for, like, a really, really long time. People want a female-led superhero. We didn't get Black Widow until, like, fucking 2020 or some shit.
Yeah.
Of course they were on board for Wonder Woman. Of course they wanted to see that movie and see Gal Gadot kicking ass as an Amazon.
And I think it's just refreshing to see, like, not only a queer show on TV that's, like, really massive, but a queer show on TV that's happy, that it's joyful. Like,
yeah.
There are a lot of joyful moments in this show. Like, one of my favorite moments in Heated Rivalry is a huge payoff that's really happy. And I feel like you just don't get a lot of that nowadays.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Like, not to say there isn't drama of any kind, but also the writing did subvert and surprise me in a lot of ways too. Like, there are so many reactions from characters I thought was going to play out a certain way, where I was just like, oh, that character's going to be, like, super grossed out when they find out, and that character's going to fucking lose their shit on Shane. And then they turned out to be perceptive, and they knew things that I didn't think they were going to know, and they were really cool and awesome about it. And I was just like, I really love the writing of this show. I
Yeah.
really like how they write this show.
Yeah, it's like you see a lot of queer shows that show like a lot of struggle and there's like a lot of sadness, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like there are no happy endings, you know, like that. So again, it's just really nice to see a queer story that like is more on the joyful end of things.
Yeah, for sure. I remember in high school, I had friends in drama club who were queer, and we went to see this thing called Lost and Delirious with Piper Perabo, Jessica Paré. And at first, it was delivering what they wanted to see, was two high school girls at an all-girls school in love with each other and being a loving couple. And it was so sweet and so cute. And then, of course, their relationship is exposed, and they're outed. And the one girl can't be seen as gay, so she distances herself from the other. But that's the whole movie, unfortunately, is that one girl's pining for the other, but the other girl's too afraid to be herself and does not want to ostracize her friends. And then, you know, this is a movie that came out in like 2000, 2001. It's pretty old, but it ends with one of the main characters, one of the female characters, killing themselves by jumping off of a building. That's the end of the movie. And I remember we were just so bummed watching that film because, like, it doesn't have a happy ending. There's no happy story there. They just, a loving, happy couple get separated, and then one of them kills themselves. And it's just like, oh, what a great story. Great to see that on this,
really sad,
on the television screen, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
So it is better to have stories like this where not every fucking story about queer love has to end in tragedy just because it is a taboo subject in our society. Like, can we have more positive outcomes? Can we have things actually evolve and change where it's just like, oh shit, they're doing it. Yeah. You know?
It's great too because like the whole entire show isn't like sexual. I'd say like the first 2 episodes are very, very like, you know,
it gets you into the show.
Charged.
It gets you into the show, for sure.
But there's a lot of character development in the second half of episodes. I just love everything about this show. Season 2 is probably not coming out till 2027. I believe they're also producing a 3rd season because of how popular it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely
I remember you told
wild.
me that Hudson was on Tonight Show. So I checked out the clip and like, oh my God, the lady screaming in that fucking studio. Holy shit.
Yes, they did.
That guy's going to be a star.
I was seeing before and after photos of the main actor's Instagram follower counts from like before he did Rivalry debuted and after the show debuted. And like both Hudson and Connor had maybe like a couple thousand Instagram followers. As of today, they're like either near 1 million or over 1 million. I know Connor Story, at least, who plays Ilya Rozanov, is at least over 1 million.
That's crazy.
Like their stardom has exploded. All within the span. The show hasn't even been out for like 2 months. It came out like at the end of November. To give you an idea. Imagine going from 2,000 to 1 million followers in like the span of a month. That's like your entire life is changed. And they're both being sponsored by major acting agencies now. Like they are both sponsored by the CAA.
God. That's the kind of like breakout success you want. We're just like, you're a nobody and then you're a somebody that everyone knows. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I could not imagine. I would stress myself out.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I could never go out in public ever again without a bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So it's on HBO Max. It's on Crave. If you're in Canada, it's coming to all kinds of places. Yeah, check it out. It's really, really good.
It is my favorite show I saw last year. It's my favorite show in quite some time. It's fantastic. I don't know what else to say aside from it's fantastic.
Yeah, I have no flaws. I didn't dislike anything about the show. I thought every episode was good.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was really happy about that. I was like, I have to show you this show.
Well, it helps that I'm not a homophobe, so, you know.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Imagine if I was like at every single sex scene just being like, ew, cover my eyes. I don't want to see this. Ew. Please, no.
I would evict you from my house. Like, get out.
Divorce.
No. Divorce.
And finally, one last thing we were going to talk about today was another breakout hit, something that kind of came out of nowhere, but like every single streamer is playing it. Everybody's been talking about it. It is a certain video game known as Dispatch. And we also played it over the Christmas break. So Caro has experienced everything that this fun little game has to offer. What is Dispatch, Caro?
A very, very, very fun game. That's what it is. Where your choices matter, like a Telltale game.
Yeah, this was like the biggest Telltale throwback we've had in a long, long time.
So when I was visiting Clement a few months ago, we actually got to play the Batman Telltale game, because I've never played that before. So that was my first experience with that type of game, and it was really fun. I loved making so many different types of choices and seeing it impact like different little parts of the story. And these games are great because like you can either play as like a virtuous character who's like, oh, I'm going to be kind to everyone and I'm going to like be nice, or you can play as a dickbag and just be an asshole.
Fuck you, Alfred.
I could not do that to Alfred. I was nice to Alfred all the way through. I just can't do that to him.
My Batman's gonna break this guy's bones. Fuck this guy. And Commissioner Gordon won't be very happy with me. But, you know, screw Commissioner Gordon. I'm the goddamn Batman, okay?
Well, Commissioner Gordon was nice with me.
Yeah, because you didn't break people's bones. You were very cool to the criminals.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's interesting. Like, Telltale was a big presence in gaming from, like, 2011 to, I want to say, like, 2018 or something. It felt like every single year they were releasing a new series based off of, because The Walking Dead was their big one. And that's something we still need to play together, because The Walking Dead Season 1 is legitimately one of my favorite video game stories. I do love that game a lot. I have that game on PS4. Season 2 onwards, they're not as good, but they're enjoyable for what they are. And then they did like The Wolf Among Us, which I enjoyed. They did the Borderlands game, which was really, really funny. They did Batman. They did friggin' Minecraft. They did the Game of Thrones, which was really bad.
Oh, yeah.
A little spoiler of the final season of that show. But, you know, they were on top of the world. Their games were really cheap, too. Like, every episode was $5. So, like, anytime they released, like, episode 2 of Batman, $5. Episode 3, $5. Episode 4, $5. It was always something that, like, I was fine spending the $5 because I would spend more than that at a McDonald's meal. So I'm like, fuck it. 2 hours of entertainment for this one episode?
Oh.
I'm going to follow all these Telltale games. It's great.
You're definitely going to spend more than $5 at a McDonald's meal with the economy these days.
Oh, my God.
Today, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. But point is, it was a very different time back then. But as it turns out, having your games episodes be priced at $5 and having the Let's Play scene kind of explode in popularity, Telltale games were not very popular to buy. They were popular to watch like, oh, I'm going to watch Jacksepticeye or Markiplier play it, but nobody was buying it themselves. And Telltale games just were not big sellers, and eventually they just sort of disappeared. A lot of mismanagement at the company, blah, 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 blah. So it's interesting to have a throwback game by Critical Role that feels like a Telltale. It has so many of the same actors as a Telltale, but it also has this little cool gameplay element, which is the titular dispatch. The fact that you are a guy who's micromanaging all of these superheroes and putting the correct ones into the correct situations. So, like, if one character is really, really strong and is a big brawler, you send them to the guys that you need to beat up. If someone's really, really fast and you need them to get to something in time, you send the mobility character. If someone is smart and has the brains to defuse a bomb or whatever, you send them to defuse that bomb. Like, it's interesting. it's an RPG where you level up the characters and grow their stats, and you try to micromanage so that there's one great charisma character, one great smart character, one great strength character.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to solve all of the crimes and make sure you have a good, clear record, which does affect your progress. It affects how characters respect you, and it can affect the ending at the very end. But also, it's a game that stars Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad as the main character. He is Mecha Man,
yes.
Robbie Robertson.
Pinkman is the main character.
And you make a whole bunch of choices as you navigate all of these colorful... The Z Team, which is like... They are superheroes, yes, but they also all used to be super villains. So you're kind of rehabilitating all of these bad guys into becoming good guys. And there's a lot of wacky, zany antics that come from that. Even gameplay-wise. Like, gameplay-wise, you'll have a moment where, like, oh, Invisigal doesn't want to do anything today, so she's not going to do missions for you. And you just have to fucking go through that whole ass mission, and Invisigal's just not going to do anything. It's like, well, god damn it, I need her. She's my mobility character. What am I supposed to do? Oh shit, the clock is running out. I'm running out of time to solve this case, and everyone else is resting. Oh fuck.
Oh no, Phenomenon is sad again.
Phenomenon is depressed because his girlfriend broke up with him. This game's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, it really is.
They have a character named Chase, who is played by Jeffrey Wright. And for Robert's first session, where he's doing his first dispatch, everyone's making fun of him because his name is Robbie Robertson, which is a goofy-ass name to have.
It is, admittedly.
And then Chase has to come into the call and go be like, you motherfuckers, shut the fuck up. You're on the fucking clock to move the fucking move and go solve some motherfucking crimes. Like... Oh, I was laughing so hard at the dialogue. There's so many... Like, Invisigal is as crude as any character can be. She's fine making references to, like, fucking jerking off and blowjobs and shit like that.
My precious.
I think you all know who she tried to romance, absolutely.
Ha 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 ha. This should be nothing new for y'all.
Which is ironic and funny, because when we played Telltale Batman, you really urged Batman to fall for Catwoman.
Yeah.
And Catwoman was voiced by Laura Bailey in that game.
And Invisigal is voiced by Laura Bailey in this game.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Also interesting is that Blonde Blazer is played by Erin Yvette, who also played Vicky Vale in Batman. Who also, her character was also in a ponytail at one point. So yeah. I thought that was just kind of interesting that, like, you haven't played any of these Telltale games. You played the Batman one, and then we immediately jump into another game where two of the love interests are Erin Yvette and Laura Bailey, kind of being identical characters to what they were in Telltale Batman. I don't know, that was kind of funny.
Yeah. I think it's funny how, like, they call back, they're kind of calling back to, like, the legacy of Telltale through that. They also got some new voice actors, though. There's
a lot of internet people in this thing.
Yeah.
Like Alana Pierce, former IGN journalist, now a blogger. She plays Malevola, the devil teleportation lady. Moist Critical is in the game. He plays the Batman, Sonar.
Yeah. I thought the voice acting was, like, very well done, of course, with, like, the cast that you have.
Mm-hmm.
The story is great. I had to, like, tell you to stop the game for certain choices because I just had to think really hard about how I wanted to address certain things, for sure.
That is something I definitely prefer about Life is Strange over Telltale games. I really wish they didn't have a timer all the time. I know you can just pause the game, but I think sometimes they just should give you the option to get rid of the timer and just let me sit and linger and think about what I want to do. Because god damn it. There'll be times where, like, I will be playing for her, and then I have to wait for her to say, like, push triangle. But by the time I have to push triangle, I'm already at the end of the bar, and then they just sort of auto pick his answer for me. I'm like, fuck.
But at least it wasn't like a major choice or anything.
No, not the major ones.
No.
But still, like, this game was as telltale as it was ever going to get. The only thing it was missing was the silent option that every Telltale game has, which can make some playthroughs really hilarious, where you just go through the whole thing being silent.
I'm so sorry, Flambe.
Why are you sorry towards Flambe?
Because I threw alcohol in his face in the first episode. He was bothering me at the bar.
He was a dick.
So he was, and my options were like throw water or throw alcohol, and I feel like throwing water wouldn't have done much. It just probably put the fire out on his body, but I guess throw alcohol, to me, I thought it would give him more of a message.
And meanwhile, I'm thinking opposite, that alcohol belongs to the blonde blazer. I don't want to waste her drink. I will waste my own drink. Thank you very much.
She can just buy another one.
No, that's not how a gentleman behaves, okay? Plus, what if the alcohol has such a strong effect on Flambe, it fucking blows up the whole bar?
Would you have to get like 100 proof for that? I don't know.
Like, imagine it just lit him up and just boom, fucking blows up the whole
Does that happen
building.
if you throw moonshine at him?
That's a good question. They should do that in season 2.
Oh gosh. They definitely are going to make a season 2 though.
Oh yeah. Because like Heated Rivalry, this was kind of a breakout surprise hit. Like, I don't think everyone was expecting this game to be as popular as it was. It sold well, like 3 million copies. Like, it did really, really well, and everybody likes it. And if you look up fan art of Dispatch, there's tons of art of basically all the female characters. Blonde Blazer, Invisigal, Malevola, you know.
It is a big, 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 big hit. 1000%.
And I liked the combination of, like, yes, it was a Telltale game, but it also had that fun dispatch management element to it. You know, it kind of reminds me of this one game called This Is the Police, where that was a very similar game.
I've not played that one, no.
It's a very similar game where you play as this police captain and you have to tell all of your cop characters which situations to manage, and sometimes they're busy with one thing and you gotta like use your worst guy for another situation, and you sort of have to like think long and hard about who is best for the job all the time.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'll say about that game, it's way too fucking long. Holy shit.
Define
Dispatch,
long, like several episodes, several hours, or?
Dispatch is like 8 hours, maybe? Would you say 8 hours?
Yeah, more or less, maybe like 8, 6. I felt like each episode was like half an hour to maybe 45 minutes, with the exception of like the last episode. Last episode was like an hour or more.
Yeah. So it's like 8 hours, you know. This Is the Police is like fucking 25 hours long.
Oh my god.
It just goes on and on and on and on. And like, I did enjoy the gameplay, but you know, that's what replays are for. You're already making choices in those games anyway. Just make it shorter so I can replay it at a more interesting second playthrough. But you know, that's just me. I had a great time with it. I thought it was really funny. I think it's interesting looking at the animation and thinking about like Invincible, the other superhero like show with Omni-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it just looks like a TV show most of the time. Like, you're making choices and it is clearly in-game graphics, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, that's the other thought I had with this game. I was like looking through all the scenes and I'm like, this would make a really good TV show. Like, I would like to see a Dispatch TV show where it's all of these heroes and Robbie, and they just have misadventures in Los Angeles, like solving crime.
Yeah.
Or make it like a short series on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, it could easily have like a spin-off TV show where we just keep following the adventures of the Z Team or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get more backstory between Punch Up and Coop and all these characters. Like, why are they so friendly with each other? Why Why is Flambe the way he is?
Yeah.
It was great, though. I liked the characters a lot. It was cool. And it's a budget title, you know, it's like $40. So it's not the most expensive thing in the world. I do think there's a lot of replayability because of all the choices you can make. I still have to do a second run of it when I have free time because I'm very curious about certain things. But it was great. I had a good time. I liked it.
It was a very good pick that you showed me. I showed you some good media. You showed me some good media.
That's right. Gay hockey players, dispatchers for superheroes, whatever you want, baby.
Yeah.
There's good media all around.
I think this marriage is off to a very good start.
That's right. I think so too. It's question time. It's question time. I know we haven't done this in a while, not only because it's been a long time since our last episode, but I have also skipped a few of the Q&As for a bit. But no more. We're finally getting back into it. We got a whole bunch of questions from my patrons, and we are going to answer all of those questions today. Are you ready, Caro?
I am ready. Give them to me. No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, God. Okay. This first question is from Mohit Patel. I hope I'm saying that right. Mohit Patel. Hello, great Clement and Caro. First of all, congratulations on the wedding. Thank you. Second, Clement, I want to thank you for making my childhood since the start of your Sonic retrospective. I've watched all your Sonic playthroughs more than 2 times. You've entertained me since I was a child, and now I'm 20. My God. The passage of time. Why is everyone so young, so old? Oh. My question for you is is Sonic 06 still the worst video game you've ever played?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, look, I have played a lot of terrible indie games. I have played a lot of terrible, clunky, barely function games that, like, are bad. But I also forgot about those games, and I obviously don't think about those games because they're just slop garbage. To me, Sonic 06 is an embarrassing release from a major company like Sega. I can't believe they released a product in that state when it's for kids, and it really should deserve a lot better. This is fucking their flagship mascot character, and they're treating it like this. They aren't giving Sonic the Hedgehog the most undivided attention so that its 15th anniversary is great. There might be worse games, but this is like the most egregious example of just like, this is how bad a video game can be when the publishers and the developers rush things and don't give a shit. And that to me is why it's the worst game I've ever played on a statement level. Like, I've probably played worse, but if I have to name one, it's Sonic 06 personally.
I echo everything you said.
Do you have a worse game that's not Sonic 06?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Well, there you go.
I'm sorry, I just don't. I always finish Sonic games on my first playthrough. It took a very, 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 very long time for me to finish one entire playthrough of Sonic 06 with Sonic, Shadow, Silver, and, like, you know, the final story. I got the game on release week, and I did not see or roll the credits after the final boss until 2009. So that should tell you how much enthusiasm I just lost. But that is just me, in my opinion. So, yeah. Thank you for the question.
Thank you for the question. Robert Boy Genius asks, greeting Mr. and Mrs. Caro. Congratulations on your wedding. That's our first time being addressed like that. In 2025, we lost many great figures. I wonder what your opinion is on a legend the wrestling community lost some time ago. Macho Man Randy Savage. Or maybe a word on that racist Terrence Hogan or something. Anyway, enjoy your holidays and hope the horizontal tangos are amazing. Good God. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, so Macho Man Randy Savage is probably one of my favorite wrestlers from the 80s. I like him more than Hogan and other wrestlers from that time period. He's just so, like, charismatic. I love his Slim Jim commercials. And I just don't feel like we have characters like him anymore where, like, he's very larger than life and he just has a really great personality when it comes to delivering promos. So I definitely miss him a lot. Hulk Hogan's legacy is really complicated because, like, on paper, when you look at his stats, he is the wrestler that really promoted professional wrestling in North America and got the WWE to where it is today, where it's a very big global powerhouse for pro wrestling. And he was a really big part of just catapulting everyone in the WWF to, like, the moon and back. So, like, he sold a lot of merchandise. He was really popular with kids in the 80s. He had the heel turn in 1996 with the NWO. And unfortunately, his legacy is just soured by his very racist comments. The way that he consistently has buried younger talent, especially to delve into wrestling history a little bit, like the cruiserweight division of WCW. Like, he constantly was, like, pushing them out of the way of, like, his spotlight. There's a reason why that doesn't work for me, brother, is like a meme in the community now. And he, along with Eric Bischoff, like, were reasons why WCW shut down. They did it again with TNA. Like, they really ruined a lot of that promotion for a couple of years. And it's kind of a miracle that TNA is still alive and kicking now. Like, I'm convinced that WWE and AEW could go out of business, but TNA will still be around, like, by the time I die. Legit.
Oh, yeah.
So just really sad to, like, see a lot of Hogan's history being tainted by his own personal actions and what he's done. It sucks.
Macho Man is going to go down in history as one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. There's never going to be a person with more charisma than him. I love that he was immortalized in Spider-Man. He was Bonesaw in that movie, so
right.
We're always going to have Bonesaw is ready. He is the GOAT.
And his rap album. His rap
album, of course.
I own his rap album, finally. Thank you.
There's never going to be another Macho Man. There's imitators. You could say LA Knight is probably the closest we've gotten to a second Macho Man, but even that's no Macho Man. LA Knight's good, but he's no Macho Man. As for Hogan, I definitely admired the character that he was when I was a child. He was the biggest wrestler in the 80s for a reason, right? But I was never into him that much from, like, the 90s onwards. I didn't really care that much about Hollywood Hogan, and certainly his run in the WWE when he was, like, Mr. America and stuff. Like,
that's not Hogan, that's Mr. America.
Right, what am I thinking? I don't know why I brought it up. Sorry. But, you know, he's a character that, like, I get it. I get why he was popular. I understand the appeal, but it was never for me. Yeah, his legacy just kind of ruins that.
Yeah, pretty much what I said. Not to, like, regurgitate or anything. Yeah.
Nah.
But thank you for your question.
Thank you so much. Jet Force Juno asks, will you be doing any videos on Silent Hill? I think the first game in particular would be perfect for Humble Beginnings. That is absolutely going to happen on Humble Beginnings one day. I would love to look at the first Silent Hill. And maybe if I'm feeling froggy, I might do Silent Hill 2. I have been a weird defender of Silent Hill Homecoming. That game gets a lot of hate, and I am one of the few people who defend it as, like, no, I really liked Silent Hill Homecoming. I don't know. Is it predictable? Sure, it's a little predictable, but I thought it was kind of enjoyable for what it was. But, you know, that's just me. Maybe I'll do more Silent Hill in the future, but no plans at the moment. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Gelly Elfson asks, if there were a series or franchise that you wish would end, what would it be?
I don't really complain about, or I don't really have any franchises in mind that I wish would end. Do you have anything in mind, Clement?
I don't think I'm too bothered or care that much about, but like Assassin's Creed, maybe.
Maybe. I've lost track of like how many games there are in that series.
Oh, there's too many. I feel like they release a new game every year or two, and you know, I don't know. It's like Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty. I don't know, personally. A lot of them are just overdone, and I don't care strongly one way or the other. So
I can give you a million games that I wish would come out.
Yeah, that would come back for sure.
Yeah, please come back. If I could sacrifice all of Ubisoft for Legends 3, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
If Call of Duty needs to die so that we can get friggin' Goemon back, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope that was good enough. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Joey13133 asks, long time no see, Clement and Caro. Hope you have been doing well and enjoying the married life. Something I've been thinking about was what you did with Sonic X Shadow Generations and the Sonic 3 movie. What would you both say to the idea of doing a C-squared where you talk about the Sonic comic books? It would be interesting to hear what it was like experiencing all of the Archie books when they were still running, as well as your thoughts on IDW Sonic.
That's a really great question. Yeah. I didn't get the chance to experience like the Archie Sonic comic books together until like maybe 2012 or 2013 when I, sailed the open seas. So like, I think I read up to issue, I got about 200 or 300 issues into like the Archie run, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
IDW, honestly, that's something I need to dive into. And it's not like I don't want to dive into that. It's just I have so much in my backlog already that like I'm already either playing or reading right now.
Yeah.
But that would be a very interesting topic for the future.
Yeah, it's definitely something we would have to prep for because, again, like, I haven't read every single comic book. There has been, like, I remember vividly the time when I was in high school and I would use money I earned from my job to go to a very specific comic section in my mall, which happened to have Sonic comics. And believe me, if you knew anything about my small town, that's kind of a miracle that I even got Sonic comics in my hometown.
Now that I have context, it is a miracle.
But I had a lot of the comics from like the 2002 to like 2007. And then when I got out of high school and I started like paying for video games, I never really went to the mall too much to buy those comic books. And I sort of trailed off and I didn't follow too much of the end of Archie. And IDW I've read on occasion, but I haven't really gotten fully into it. I feel like if we did a podcast, we would have to like really commit and I'd have to like go through all of the 90s books. Like I'd have to learn all the things that led up to like Endgame and issue 50 and stuff like that. Like I have all the issues where anti-Sonic, alternate dimension evil Sonic becomes Scourge. I have those comics. So I do have like the birth of Scourge.
Yeah.
I have the comic where Fiona Fox betrays Tails and joins Scourge, and Tails had a crush on Fiona Fox. Why, Fiona? Yeah. Why did you do it, Fiona? God damn it.
That's the good shit right there, man. I mean it.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Like I bought all those issues. I have one of my favorite issues was the one where Eggman seemingly defeated Sonic, that particular issue, and he's got Sonic all wrapped up in chains, and he's like got this crazy evil ass face, and I just remember like as an Eggman fan, that cover is just like, oh my god, that's badass. Holy shit, he beat Sonic. Oh fuck. But I definitely, if we do an episode on that, we'd need a lot of prep time. I don't know how likely that is, but it would be an interesting episode for sure.
I feel like when we live together, that should be something we should consider.
Okay.
Compile resources and comics.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a lot easier. Yeah.
We'll make notes so we can remember all the arcs and stuff, you know. I remember when Knuckles turned green. That was fun.
I remember Titan Tails. Where Tails gets like so big. And he's like macho and buff now.
I remember the Genesis wave where Archie continued on without all of the Archie characters because of
Ken Penders.
Yeah. But you know, I have a history of reading this book for sure. It's just, if you're asking for like full on retrospective, there's a lot I still need to read. But thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Carrie Renee Rose asks, Hey, Clement and Caro, it's that time again. I hope the two of you are doing great. If so, that's fantastic to hear. And if not, I hope things get better for the both of you as newlyweds. As my question, now that those two games have modern re-releases, it got me thinking, do you two have any opinions on the Tomba franchise? Love the C-Squared team, and don't forget, you guys are loved and you should always feel appreciated. You guys are fantastic. Aw.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How wholesome. I've beaten Tomba 1. I haven't actually played Tomba 2. But Tomba is always going to be one of those games I recognize as being like one of the PlayStation platformers that I think of when I think of the PlayStation. It may not be as popular as Crash or as Pac-Man World or stuff like that, but I'll always remember that pink-haired fuzzball. I'll always remember grabbing those pigs and throwing them around, and all those goofy-ass plants that you have to avoid. But
yeah,
I would say those games, at least Tomba 1. I don't think Tomba 1 is as good as Spyro or Crash. I think that it's easy to get lost in, and it is a very backtracky kind of, not maze-like, but it can be a bit confusing to navigate because it's like a 2D exploratory Metroidvania type experience. I like it enough. I don't think I love it, but I like it for what it is, and I'll always think of it when I think of the PlayStation.
Yeah, for me, I think I had Tomba on like a demo disc, and that's pretty much all I remember of that franchise. I haven't played either of the two games. I have friends that love like the Tomba games to death, so I always hear about how good they are. But I'm not sure if you own the games yourself, but I'd like to try it someday.
I own 1. I don't have 2. I need to buy 2.
Okay.
But now 2 is digital on PS5, so we can always play that version. So
yeah, as soon as Limited Run fixes it,
then it's doomed. It's not going to be fixed.
They kind of botched the launch.
Damn it! What we need now is a Tomba figure where his eyes are split apart.
Oh gosh.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
And finally, Supersonic28 asks, congratulations to both of you getting married. Best wishes for you both. My question for you both is, if you had to choose what 3 Sonic the Hedgehog handheld games to play for the rest of your life, what would they be? For me, it's Sonic... This is the question. For me, it's Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble, Sonic Advance 2, and Sonic Rush. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Sonic 1 on Game Gear has to be one, because I have played that a million times. I will never get tired of Sonic 1 on Game Gear. In some ways, I prefer Sonic 1 on Game Gear over the Genesis version, controversial that may be.
Of course.
I do agree, Sonic Rush is on there. I love Sonic Rush. I could play that game forever as well. Greatest soundtrack ever. The third one, I had to think long and hard about, though. That one was like, oh boy, I don't know. But I think I narrowed it down to Sonic Advance 1. I like Sonic Advance 1. I have so many memories of when the GameCube came out. I played that all the time in recess. And I like it more than Advance 2, so I have to go Advance 1. It's Sonic 1, Sonic Rush, and Sonic Advance. That's my 3 picks.
Yeah, my choices are Sonic Triple Trouble. I love that game a lot. Sonic Advance 3, and Sonic Rush.
Hell yeah, we all 3 of us said Sonic Rush. That's how you know that game's great.
Yeah, that's a great game. I love Sonic Rush.
Blaze the cat, baby. Booyah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thank you for the questions, and I hope, and I'll definitely get back to them with C Squared episode number 26, because We're back, baby. We'll have a new episode in like a month's time. I promise. I guarantee it. And it's good to be back, Carol. Yeah. It's good to be back.
It is very, 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 very good to be back. Like Oasis.
Another segue. How do you do it? How does she do it?
I don't know how I do it. I just play around with words. Okay.
Boy, oh boy, that makes me want to drink water, like in an oasis. But yeah, I don't know what we're looking forward to in the coming months. I might play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in my downtime, because I know I've been wanting to get to that for a long, long time. And I got a Pac-Man World video to finish.
I got Hollow Knight for Christmas.
Hey.
So I may be playing that very, very soon. I also have Yakuza 2 on my PlayStation 5, so that's a game that I really want to like play through.
It's a great game. I love that game.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. And then otherwise for me, I'm just catching up on some anime. Like JJK is out right now, so I'm just catching up on episodes before I hit up the latest season of that. And I am reading the One Piece manga, because my goal for this year is to actually catch up to it. Woohoo!
So anywho, thank you for listening. I don't know what you guys do when you listen to this. Do you play video games? Are you in your car traveling? Let me know how you listen to these podcasts. And stay tuned next month when we have another one for you. And I should have a Pac-Man World 2 video out. I promise. I'm back into the grind. It is happening. And yeah, I love you. I love you all.
I love you all too. And remember, when you click out of this video and go back to the YouTube homepage, just type in "What's the Story Morning Glory 1995 full album" and you will have the entire Oasis album, please. Oh God. You'll make me very, very happy.
Here we go. This is how it begins. Oh, jeez. I am the Great Clement.
And I am Caro. Thank you so much for listening, and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.